Hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to start by giving our praise, honor, and glory be unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash, double honors to the elders, our pastors of the great millstone, our teachers who rule well, peace and salutations to all your Akim among the four corners of the globe, pushing out the words of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, with truth, sincerity, with charity. Man, it's the brother Yesharia from the great millstone branch of Chicago, just coming to you with another lesson, Lord willing, to be edifying, man. It's the book of Matthew. I'm gonna hop straight into it. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 12, verse 46. It says, "While he yet talked to the people, behold, his mother and his brethren stood without, desiring to speak with him. Then one said unto him, Behold, thy mother and thy brethren stand without, desiring to speak with thee. But he answered and said unto him that told him, Who is my mother, and who are my brethren? And he stretched forth his hand toward his disciples and said, Behold, my mother and my brethren. For whosoever shall do the will of my Father which is in heaven, the same is my brother and sister and mother." Amen. It's it's important to remember a reason why Yahweh Shah said that, man, and had that scenario to have happen. For us to use that as an example, man, because Yahweh Shah said it, man. He come to set at variance. Let me grab it real quick. In Matthew chapter 10, it says, Matthew 10:34 says, "Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword." And at the time that we're coming into a very scarce time, where, man, basically, a lot of people, so like, a lot of people' houses are about to starting to be ravished, man. You know, hey man, we see influx of so-called migrants, coming into the U.S. And it's not just them; it's army based migrants, man. That's coming over, and basically it's about to be an invasion. America is about to be invaded on all sides, man. You're gonna have a big war that's going to have happened in America as well as the land of Israel have to be destroyed, man. You know, See it being that this is the habitation of devils. Hey, man, the earth is in need of new management. But the truth is that everybody is not going to be your friend. We're not in a time to where your family is going to be your family. You only going to be able to trust the true believers of Yahweh Shai, because you cannot trust man. You can't put your trust in man, but you can put your trust in the spirit of Yahweh Shai. And only people that's gonna be trustworthy, should I say, is the people that's gonna have the spirit that have the spirit of the Lord on them, man. It says, "For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and a daughter against her mother, and a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law, and a man's foes shall be there of his own household." So, we're in a time where those things are being made manifest as far as the separation within the households. Man, they see it being where it was the time of the 19 thing, Coco 19. Hey, and they had basically forced a lot of our people to get a so-called vaccine. You've seen the separation there, man. Well, a lot of our family members wouldn't even let us come into their homes. Hey, we are approaching Jacob's trouble, man. You know, See it being that at that time, it was a drought, and you was only able to get certain items from your local stores. And we're approaching that same time, and this time is going to be worse. And as time goes on, things are only going to get worse. because of the management in the commonwealth that the earth is under, man. But Second Ezra chapter 6 and 22 says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. We're approaching the time, man. As we see the trucking companies started to lesser, the food production companies are starting to be destroyed and burned down. And we know that it's Esau doing those things on purpose as he try to further his plan, man. You know, he's constantly buying out big major companies that have food supply. It's getting worse, man. You know, and things are getting more scarce. So it's time to tighten up. You know, on that that phrase, friend, man. You know that phrase, that word, family. You know, because it says, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. At that time shall friends fight against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. They see, because you're gonna have people. Let me see. It says invading another. Let me see. Calm. But yeah, man, see, because the time that's coming. You know, a lot of these stores, we seen it, man. Especially out here in Chicago. You know, that they had basically a whole bunch of riots and people were looting. You know, they were looting the downtown areas, the south suburban areas of Chicago. You know, and so you go from that's north to south. It traveled, man, and that's all it takes is for them, the so-called um I forgot what they call them groups, but they got them groups. They post on the internet what they're about to do, and it's all chaos created by Esau Edom, man. A lot of those groups, those groups don't be created by Jake. You know, it'd be a lot of those suburban kids that create those chaotic groups. Causing events to happen just so Esau can come in and basically play the hero. But it's all leading up to martial law, man. It says in Second Ezra 15:14, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hand. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able. See, and that's the time that we're coming in, man. As Jacob's trouble approach, that's how it's going to be. You're not going to be able to travel just freely, because they're going to have they're setting up different briars, man, and different checkpoints where you're not certain people are not going to be able to cross if they're if they're basically if their business isn't all right. So we don't know what that is. We don't know what type of jobs is going to be that's going to allow you to travel. We don't know what's going to be what the currency is going to be like, because your dollar is not going to be worth a dollar anymore. But we know that it's coming, man. It says, for because of their pride, the city shall be destroyed, the houses shall be destroyed, and the men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So that's what we're going to see, man. So that's why, hey, how I said, man, for who? Hey, this is my mother, my brother. That's another reason why that was said. Hey, because a person that don't have the fear of the Heavenly Father on them, they're gonna basically they're not gonna have the spiritual restraint to not look at everybody and everything as prey. These people that are of the world, they really look at everything as prey because they don't care to love themselves. So they can't care